Hey there everyone, welcome back to the Main Street Garden. I wanted to do a quick video going over some remodeling in the corner area here. It's getting a little bit overgrown as you can see, so I'm hoping to add some hydrangeas and hopefully add some layering in order to make it look a little bit more pleasing. So without further ado, I'm going to take you in and we're going to take a look at what the remodel is going to entail. Let's go over the plants that are currently in the landscape. On the left, I have some shade-loving plants because there is a bit of shade coming from this blue spruce, but it's really kind of a nice transitional area because in this corner, these plants kind of range from full sun to shade depending on how far over you get. So the hostas are doing okay, but we also have some full sun plants like this purple mum here, and then we also have the bobo hydrangea. Going back a little bit further, there are 3 Stella de Oro daylilies. This guy here is giving a little bit of a show today. Those will be getting taken out and they're going to be given to a friend. We also have this phlox right here. The phlox is going to stay. The sedum in front of the phlox is also going to stay. I really like what this does. It adds foliar interest in the landscape because it has the variegated leaves. On the fronts of the border, we have a little eaten plant of grass. He might find a different home. We have silver mound at the fronts of the border. I'm hoping to keep this one as well because it does really good in my area here. Just behind the silver mound is a waning allium. The variety is called Millennium, but it will be finding its way back into the landscape. It has gotten eaten by the silver mound, so it really just needs more space. We have a dahlia, and then of course we have some generic coneflower. I don't remember the name, but it's doing just fine in that location. And then on the very corner here, we have the Zinfandel hydrangea. It's just starting to get its fall blush. We have been in the 90-degree range here for a couple weeks, so it has really taken in a lot of water, but these cooler nights are making it have this wonderful blush in the corner. Let's go ahead and get a look on what plants I'm going to be putting in the landscape today. Firstly, we have a Pugster Blue butterfly bush. This was purchased from a local garden center. It is wonderfully grown. The next trio of plants that we're going to be planting is the Little Lime Punch. These were bought online from provenwinnersdirect.com. Just behind that is Firelight Tidbit. It is in full bloom and looks glorious right now. Just check out that show. It's just starting to get pink blush on these blooms. This was also bought from the same garden center as the butterfly bush. I'm excited to try this one because it stays smaller. It will be replacing the Zinfandel in the corner here. You can just do a side-by-side comparison here. Check out the quality that you get for $34 from a local garden center, and the quality you get for about $30 from an online garden center. So really, you're still better off buying from your local garden centers. I always say support local. The main reason that I bought these guys is because they're either new or unreleased varieties that are not carried locally. I just wanted to get them in the ground before next year. In the back, we have the Love-A-Lot Pink. It is at large at about 3 feet in height. It's going to be a really good addition to the back of the border. Just next to that are a little bit sun-stressed Proven Winners Let's Dance Skyview hydrangeas. I am super excited for these to see what they can do. They're supposed to be very hardy and their ability to rebloom is supposed to be above all else. So we're going to give them a test right here at the front of the border and we'll see what they do. And last but not least, we have Pinky Winky Prime. This one is going to go in the very back corner. It's hopefully going to get to have some really good height on it. It is about 10 feet tall at its maximum height, and it sounds like the blooms are going to be magnificent on it. So without further ado, let's get some ground moving. I'm trying to get a little bit creative with my video angles to show you what's going on behind the scenes, as they say. The goal here is to not necessarily do a complete remodel. It's just going to be putting the hydrangeas in place for the fall, and then we're going to kind of do this in stages. Basically, everything you see along this side of the garden is going to disappear. I wanted to give you guys a deconstruction thought update as far as plant placement goes. Up front here, I have torn out the Bobo, who is going to be going to some other location in the landscape. We don't know yet. But the Let's Dance Sky View, I kind of wanted to be the front of the border. And then way in back, we have the Pinky Winky Prime. And then we have the trio of Little Lime Punch here. I'm going to be expanding this out, maybe half a foot, and then it's gonna come out and then swoop around. So we're gonna actually add more usable area over on the right side. The secret plant is gonna go right here so it can have some nice vertical value there. But I'm really liking having the thought of a smaller hydrangea on the very end to kind of anchor everything in. So I'm gonna get maybe a garden hose and go along here and just see what shape I like, and we're gonna go from there. Alright, I think I've kind of somewhat got it to a point where I'm happy with the curve. Obviously, I don't want this to be rounded. It's going to come off at an angle and then kind of do a half bell shape. I'm not wanting to add a ton of space in the front here, but I do need some extra over on the end so that I can add a few hydrangeas as well as a few other plants over here. I'm gonna try and relax this part of the landscape because it's pretty tight right now and it's just a little bit overgrown. Other than that, we've really gotten quite a bit taken out of the landscape so far. Over here is the castaway pile. We're gonna start putting some things in the ground, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna amend the soil so that hopefully we can have some great success with what we're doing here. How much do you charge per hour? I could use all the extra help I can get. The neighbor's cat has been coming over for a visit. The cutest thing ever. He has a bell around his neck. Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. I just got done redefining the edge of my flower bed. Over here, we added quite a bit of real estate. It looks small in the video, but it's actually close to over a yard, coming this direction. And then I pushed this out about a foot, and then it gets a little bit narrower up here, but I just wanted to give everything a little bit more room to breathe. We're gonna be bringing these out further. It's gonna be a great expansion, I think. So we're finally done with the expansion side of this project, and I'm really liking the curve there. I think it'll be great moving forward. Let's talk about soil amendments. I have a few here that I have purchased. The first one being is mushroom compost. I had bought this from a local garden center. They kind of just buy it by the truckload and then they package it up. It is a nice, chunky, airy blend. I just got back from the farm store here and I bought 3 bags of compost manure as well. So I'm gonna do a 50-50 blend of this in the hole, obviously mixed with the soil that I already have. And then I'm going to throw in some Biotone starter. This is gonna be my first time ever using Biotone, but we're gonna give it a try because I've heard great things about it. I'm gonna get started right here in front on the left flank of the landscape. Just a side note, I think if these guys overwinter well, I'm gonna add 2 more. So I'm gonna fill in this spot right here, and then I'm gonna put another one right here. And that way, it's not gonna look so matchy-matchy because I have 3 little lime punch back here, and then I have 3 up here. But in the meantime, this is gonna be what it is. I'm not gonna bet the farm on these because I still don't completely trust them yet due to the fact that they're big leaf hydrangeas. But we'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful, we'll put it that way. Back here, obviously we have the 3 little lime punch, and then we have the pinky winky. And then I'm going to get the Let's Dance Lovable back there planted. Over here, we have the Firelight Tidbit that's gonna get planted, and I think the butterfly bush might get planted right in front of it, right here. I'm gonna move some of this stuff just to kind of fill in this empty space and make it look not so empty right now this time of year. I'm getting into some pretty aggressive roots. You can see one in the hole right there. Just coming over from that blue spruce tree, so we're gonna try and dispatch as many as we can. I'm gonna come over here with my mushroom compost and give it a generous helping. And then I'm gonna dump in some of this manure compost, which is really moist right now. And then we're gonna work it into the soil. Before I put this guy in the hole, I'm gonna dump just some of this in here, maybe about half a cup. It says about 1 cup to 2 cups per plant, but with how close fall is right now, I don't want to be getting too aggressive getting these guys putting on new growth. Plant number 1 of many to go. I'm gonna do a time lapse for you guys. We have a big root in here. I'm gonna just cut it right off. We're on to the last hydrangea. Since this is brand new, broken soil here, I'm gonna go ahead and add a bag of manure compost just to kind of get this amended. It's pretty hard right now, so hopefully that'll help. You may have noticed that it just got a lot brighter out here. The other night when I was planting, it got dark and my phone died. So I'm just going to give you a brief synopsis of the special things that you need to take into account when you're planting a butterfly bush. The first thing that you need to pay attention to is that these really don't like to be overwatered. A lot of growers recommend that you actually plant them high. You can see that this guy is actually about an inch above the soil level. Normally with all the other plants, you want to make sure that your soil level in the pot is level with the soil level on the ground. But this is the one exception to that policy. The other thing that we're not doing on this is we're not amending the soil to the extent that it was amended on the hydrangeas, because these don't necessarily want to be overly fed. But I'm excited for what it's doing. We're getting some fresh blooms on here. I noticed when it was in the pot, the blooms were even getting discolored, but now they're just bright blue again. It seems like it's getting happy already. I'm gonna take you and show you what we accomplished. This is the corner garden now. On the left, we have the 3 new Let's Dance Sky View. We have the 3 Little Lime Punch. In the back there, we have Pinky Winky Prime. We have the Level-Up Pink in the ground. And then we have Firelight Tidbit. I'm really happy with how the border turned out. Eventually, I may go ahead and add some edging. I bought some metal stripping to see if that would help make it look really nice, but we'll be experimenting with that in a further video. Overall, I'm just very happy with how it turned out. There is nothing better than a nice, fresh, clean border on a flower bed. That concludes part 1 of the landscape redesign. Let me know, what are some of your favorite plants that you grow in your gardens, and maybe I'll be able to add some in my corner garden here. Until next time, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe my videos. Have a great day.